My name is Nassim Saabs.
Let me ask you a question. Has anything ever happened to you that you couldn't explain? That made you feel sort of foolish when you tried to tell somebody about it? Well, if it has, you have plenty of company, as you'll soon see.
Striving through all means possible to maintain its hold over humanity. These controllers appear to be using technology far beyond that which the average human conceives as possible. In considering such notions that stretch our reality, it's important not only to consider the source and the information, but also take into account the confined nature of what we've been taught is possible. Taught incidentally by the control system itself. Could it be that we've been trapped in a matrix reality constructed to limit our conceptualization of what's possible? Could this have been done to elicit an automatic reaction of disbelief to any data that conflicts with the reality taught in schools and then reinforced by the media? Is science fiction a mechanism to categorize ideas into what is fact and what is fantasy? Could it be an instrument designed to teach us what to believe and what to disbelieve, thereby enabling the controllers to hide advanced technology which they use to maintain control, and then hide it in plain sight? Certainly we are schooled to the notion that we live in a physical reality, governed by the laws of Newtonian science. But this notion defines a particularly rigid set of parameters for what is feasible, for what is real. Cemented in the notion of physicality, we are incapable of grasping anything outside of a seemingly material world. Could this be the controller's greatest tool of suppression? Denying us the knowledge of who we are, what we are, and the rules that govern the omniverse? This confines us in a prison without bars, a narrow range of possibilities outside of which the controllers can operate with impunity. Without being able to break free from the stunted vision of what's achievable, we remain ensnared in a slave-like existence, subject to the horrors, isolation, separation, wars, and limitations which they choose for us.
At the same time, the treadmill is not real. There is no Satanism. There is no nefarious conspiracy. There is no matrix, they will say. But make no mistake, it's about you. And you're the one that has to take responsibility for your own life. And if you're afraid to go out, if you're afraid to go to certain places, I mean, if it starts getting like that, then they win. You're going to be tested, Many have been tested with health, some financially, some, with people that were friends turning into enemies and stalking you, Look at the Randy Quaid thing with the Star Whackers, and he got run out of town and run out of the United States completely. They took his passport away, and he's stuck in squalor in Canada because he spoke publicly about something that you are not to speak of. But he wasn't in on it. He wasn't part of it. He acted. He was in the acting trade. Very good actor, but he trusted them, and he got screwed, and he wasn't in on it at all. And then when he tried to speak up about it, they just made him a social pariah that you'll never work again in this town, and then had the government collude in on it and took his passport away, him and his wife, and they're sitting in a little one room, I don't know what it is, in Alaska, in Canada, with no ability to work in Canada and no ability to work in the United States, all their identities stripped. And no one's going to give them a break. But see, understand the mistake Randy Quaid made was that he didn't see, it's not just his business manager, it's not just Rupert Murdoch that he was saying was responsible, it's not just, people colluding, it's the world, you see. It goes to, well, because the people that are established, I suppose, in a certain way, and really, wielding power or whatever, they do so in darkness and cover provided by others to make sure that, they don't find out that, all these people could be, guilty of something. And there's a lot that aren't. I mean, just because if you're in business, that doesn't mean you're, a stalker or someone that would collude in criminal activities. But in entertainment and things like that, there's a lot of that. And people don't say anything because they want to get a paycheck. Because let's just widen it. Oh, it goes to Rupert Murdoch. Oh, okay, it goes to the entire sports and gambling business. Oh, it goes to television worldwide. Oh, goes to all newspapers worldwide. Oh, goes to the whole media. Oh, it goes to the whole military-industrial complex and the entertainment complex and the political complex, and it goes to the whole world. You shut up, you ain't getting no paycheck. Well, they'll say shut up because you're going after specific. I don't do it that way. The way I do it is perfectly acceptable. I just say it's the world system, and that includes all of us in it, and we're all in it in some way or another. And some people are struggling to get out, some aren't. That's the thing. It's like you keep thinking, oh, well, if I just gave in to Satan, if I just let the group have me, no, nothing doing. That's just going to be the end of you. See, the whole point of it is that you can't, you're not getting out of it. It's just permanent. A couple things for you to understand about this. It's above and beyond your intellect. I know that the instinct is to get it solved once and for all, that it's basically the local PD, and it's these guys, it's that guys, it's COINTELPRO, it's the FBI, and they're just doing this, like a program, and it's the high intelligence of the NSA or whatever, and they're using their architecture and their algorithms, and they actually are using algorithms now on everyone, to trigger them into feeling bad, to trigger most people into they're able to manipulate consciousness through Facebook and through, social media and across the world and through television and shows. And most of that kind of targeting is just basically, let's take the most sensitive individuals in our society and just make them feel like killing themselves. Make them feel like even when there's no trouble, that they're in trouble, that there's trouble, or let's make them feel guilty that they're not doing something, but they don't know what it is. Meanwhile, while all that's going on, just another mask removed. It's the same devil in every single person. Is the same person that you just saw with a different mask. Oh yeah, you want to get deep into it? Let's do it. Let's get deep into it. You want to get into the real fine points of this? I can take you there. Every single person is that same person, just with a different face, a different body. How's that possible? Well, it's not possible with modern-day technology. That's impossible. It's not possible just with the local police department or the local bullies on the corner there with their bicycles that are following you. It's not possible through your normal sense of, state of cognition. It's only possible, if you're targeted on a universal basis, that it goes beyond this dimension. That's the only way it actually makes sense. And realize that the other side, Satan, witchcraft, all that, that's what's coming at you. That's what's coming at you. It's all coming from witchcraft. When are you going to understand that? It's all very spooky, and it's all very coordinated. It's all very, it runs the world. All these people are in the hive mind. They all obey like starlings. They turn this way, they turn that way. They all, the birds that fly in unison, they go this way, they go that way, almost like it's one big hive, right? Or bees too. And who's controlling them? And who's making them put a mask on and come onto the stage with you at the Truman Show and tell you sweet nothings and tell you there's a job waiting for you or tell you they got people for you to meet? The other thing that's happening to you is you're being bought and sold, right? You are a commodity. You have a price in your head. And the younger you are, the higher the price is, right? There's a big sexual component to this too. They love to, have their way with you, and if they can start breaking into your place and having sex with you and keeping you on drugs, and there's, keeping you in this artificial, but it's all about keeping you in an artificial state of being that you cannot escape from. And then they're the gatekeepers around the outside of the perimeter, but they themselves are slaves and soulless and basically gutless, right? They're cowards, all of them. All of your stalkers are coward. You walk up to them, confront them, you'll see. They run the minute you start fighting back. But you have to fight back in spiritual warfare. It's above your pay grade, it's above your mind, it's above your intellect, it's above everything that you know. And, you go, well, but with the satellites, but this, that. Forget about that. I mean, yes, all the satellites, all the military-industrial complex, the entire world is here to harass you, okay? Everyone and all machinery, all architecture, every cell tower, every single piece, every car, every truck, everything is aimed at you. All that exists is aimed at you. That is not an untrue statement. Just try to bust your head out of that limited thinking to make you understand that you're dealing with the whole universe here. Yes, you can trace it to the fact that, you're an activist or you did something politically that got you targeted, and that's all that this is. And they need to stop bullying you, stop harassing you, stop the electronic harassment, stop this stuff, stop trying to ruin your reputation so you can't get a job. They need to stop. Who's they? Who is they? It's your mother, your father, your kid, your so-called friends. Your ex-boss, your ex-husband, your ex-lover, your ex-this, your ex-that. It's all those. They are they, right? That's they. So this whole thing isn't real. That's what I was beginning to think. It wasn't real. So where the hell am I? See, if you could get to that point, that's actually very healthy. Because now you're about to reach out for God because you see nothing else. You can't solve it. Your videos cannot solve it. I used to watch all the videos, keep up with what's going on with people, and then I watched them 10 years ago. I watch them today, there's no difference than 10 years ago. It's like, well, where's the progress here? Well, one bit of progress is people are starting to realize that they were targeted since childhood, and I'm saying it's before that. It's very profound. It's spooky. It's scary. It's on a multidimensional basis, and it is targeting you. Yeah, it's basically they want to have their way with you. They want to torture the crap out of you for every single day that you remain here on Earth.